That is one big tower, built in 1968 by the St. Mary Church. Stretches over 210 feet. It's got a good 360-degree view. You can actually see well into Canada as well as Sault Ste. Marie. You can actually see an average of 20 miles at least. When this was first being built, it was estimated it was going to cost at least $50,000. When they started the process of building it and things were being added to it, it rounded up to $600,000. By the time they got building it, it reached a peak of $1 million. $1 million to build this tower. Shortly after it was built, I'm not exactly sure whether it was the St. Mary Church or I think it was the St. Mary Church that eventually cut the fundings off from it. Why build a tower only to cut the fundings, I do not know. The church did have some ideas what they wanted to do to it. They actually wanted to connect a church physically connected to the tower, as well to have a shrine for 17th and 18th century missionaries, as well to have, I think I just mentioned, a miniature museum to give an idea what was going on around this area many, many, many years ago. This particular location that it was built on is where Father Marquette's first lodging, and his first chapel was around this area. Hence the reason why it was supposed to be a shrine. He was a missionary. The tower was supposed to have a shrine for missionaries in it. In the early 1970s, it went from being known as the Tower of Missionaries to the Tower of History. It was actually starting to become more of a tourist attraction than anything. In 1975, it was estimated over at least 40 or 45,000 tourists would come to actually see this. In 1979, the financial problems with this was starting to increase to a point where a certain board committee, I think within the church, he even said whether it was in the church or outside the church, point being, the options were they either closed down the tower or donated to a civic organization. In 1980, that's what the church did. Donated it to a civic organization. I can't exactly remember which or to whom exactly. And ever since then, it just became a really interesting tour attraction. One last look. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little history lesson. Have a nice day.